everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel, Love for Intuitive Astrology. So today, as you can see, I'm in a little bit of a different setting because I want to do this full moon in Capricorn video a little bit different. And I'm going to firstly talk about this full moon in Capricorn, and then I will do a pick a card, okay? I pre-shuffled the piles. You can pick the pile you are mostly drawn to, because I had some requests for pick a card reading, so I wanted to do it a bit different, and also because I just uploaded the monthly videos and I don't want to keep repeating myself, so why not go into a little bit of a magical flow today, and dive into the universe and see what messages are coming up. I do want to say that it's very important that you listen to your intuition. Your intuition exceeds everything, okay? So your own intuition goes above astrology, it goes above tarot. It's just giving you a perspective, and you will feel the connection within you, okay? If that's some advice you want to take or not, okay? So yeah, this full moon in Capricorn is going to be at 11 degrees and 18 minutes. And Capricorn and Cancer are kind of related to the parents, because Cancer is the nurturing sign, right? So with a full moon, the moon is opposing the sun. And when we have this masculine and feminine energy, it is time to rebalance the two, okay? Are you more into your masculine energy, or are you more into your feminine energy? Capricorn is really related to the father, right? And sometimes, especially when you have a lot of Capricorn placements, what you see is that either people work super hard, cannot stop working, a little bit of a workaholic vibe, or they are not working at all because they kind of feel heavy and restricted from it, because it's ruled by the planet of Saturn, which is kind of slowing down things, okay? So when the moon is in Capricorn, the moon doesn't really like to be in this restricted sign. So you might feel a little bit more reserved. You might feel a little bit more repressed and a little bit more emotional feelings towards, I need to get work done. I need to get my things straight. And the sun in Cancer is really telling you, like, you need to rest as well. So rest a little bit, don't overwork. So it's really about finding the balance between hard work, no matter, doesn't matter what hard work means for you. Like being a parent is also can be hard work, right? Or working in the garden. So it doesn't matter your age or what hard work means for you. It's about sitting still and not running away from your own emotions, because this is a tendency when the moon is in Capricorn. It's like, I don't want to feel, I'm just gonna do a lot of things because it's an earth sign, it loves to do things, and I'm gonna just run away from my emotions. And Cancer is kind of like, wait a minute, you're gonna have to dive a little bit deeper within yourself and see where is the uncomfortable and what is holding you back towards success, what is holding you back towards the things that you want to do. And very often it's related to a solid plan. So do you have a solid plan on where you would like to go? And when we look at the North Node, which for now is still in Taurus, but soon on the 13th of July, it's going to move into the sign of Aries. So you're kind of rounding up your time or your lessons that were destined around this time, but it's squaring Pluto. So it's like, okay, you're being pushed in a new direction, but there are still some obstacles in the way. So it's like you have a certain job and, the sign-up process is not going as smooth as you want it to go, or you're moving and it's a little bit difficult the move is difficult, for example. So these are things that can come up when the North Node is squaring Pluto. But we also have a trine with Mars, so it's gonna push you through it. It's like, okay, keep going, do not give up, just make a solid plan. That's what Capricorn wants, okay? And if you feel something uncomfortable, it's best to sit in these feelings than to run away from it. And this is something that I see a lot nowadays when we have so many distractions, that a lot of people are just running away and don't want to feel anything uncomfortable. And what is very much misunderstood is that if you don't sit in these uncomfortable feelings, it's gonna be somewhere stuck in your body. And you know, there's a lot of self-help gurus that say, oh, think positive. That's true, but sometimes you have to dive into the depths of your pain. That's the only way to resolve it. Why do I feel it? Ask yourself questions, and then after that you can let it go, right? It's not staying there. That's the whole point, that after a while you see the overview of what the actual meaning is, and then you can move on. So Uranus and Venus are both squaring, Venus and Mars are both squaring Uranus, and this is kind of, they're bringing some inner tension, some explosions, so to speak, right? Because Mars is action, but it's also anger, and Uranus is unexpected. So there could be like an unexpected outburst towards someone, or towards a situation, or even towards yourself, right? Depends on your situation. So be aware that some kind of frustrations might come out, and it's like abrupt. You already said it. It's really hard to turn it back. But luckily Jupiter is backing up Uranus in the sign of Taurus. So whatever situation you're in or you're at, you can get help from Jupiter. So don't panic completely. And on a global level, this could trigger some events like earthquakes. Like I said, I don't like fear mongering, but this is more about being prepared if you are in an area that has that a lot. And like I said, some volcanic eruptions could happen. I predicted that last month or the month before, and the month after already, when Mars square Uranus came very close. The first two volcanic eruptions already happened. So just stay informed. And you know, this could also mean explosion. So there could be some type of explosion. Yeah, it's a shock. It's a shock, you know, it suddenly happens. But on a personal level, it's an explosion within yourself, that something that makes you angry triggers you. And often we need to know what triggers you in order to release it, right? Like recently in my life as well, I had some things that irritated me. And when I spoke up and said my truth, which could be maybe a shock to other people, but it was what my soul was telling me to do. And that is most important above all, right? Then Jupiter is sextiling the sun and trining the moon. So we're not having only bad placements, right? We're also having some really positive placements. So it's a good time to nurture yourself. And this is where we're going back to this balance, like work hard, but also nurture yourself. Maybe go for a nice dinner, take a nice bath, right? Think about Cancer and Taurus. Like they both like to enjoy life. They both like to nurture themselves. So it's not only time to rush. And actually very often when you take a moment and you rest and you're completely in silence, this is very often where a lot of messages can come in. And usually when I'm panicked or something happens, I just meditate, or I sit still, or I take a bath, and then actually I calm down, and then I see like, okay, this is what I have to do next. So it's really about going internally and finding this balance between your masculine energy and your feminine energy, and also where you can really treat yourself well, because when is the last time that you did that? When is the last time you treated yourself? And it doesn't have to be expensive. You can even make yourself a really nice dinner. So it's not about the money. Even though Jupiter in Taurus does give opportunities for making money in the upcoming 2 years. So keep your eyes open and see what opportunities are coming your way, and feel which ones are meant for you. Right? Because you usually have a positive feeling or a negative feeling, and it's very important to listen to that, because intuition is very powerful, and especially when we have this Capricorn Cancer axis, we can dive within and really feel what is the next step. And you can also take the action, because Capricorn likes to take action towards things. Venus and Mars are also trining Chiron. So there is this, everything related to your self-esteem, your self-worth is gonna come up, and you have a massive opportunity of healing that. So maybe you're getting an opportunity and you're like, okay, this is amazing, but do I deserve that? Am I good enough? These feelings might come up, and now you have time to heal it. Right? Get frustrated at yourself for thinking that, because you do deserve it and you can do it. Okay? So, is there more I can tell you astrology wise? Yeah, speaking up might be a little, because Mercury is squaring Chiron, so speaking up might be a little bit scary. Maybe it's not the, it's an outburst, and probably you're gonna regret it later. But like I said, you're being backed up. So I think we're ready to start with the pick of cards. Okay. Yeah, take a moment of silence with me, and so you can feel better which pile suits you best. Okay. So close your eyes, breathe in, and breathe out slowly. One more time. Breathe in. And breathe out slowly. Let go of all these daily worries, so you can open up your mind and let your intuition guide you to the pile and the message that you need to hear. Okay, so we have pile 1, inner child, inner child. Then we have pile 2, courage, courage. Pile 3, wild. Pile 4, soulmate. So I'm gonna bring them all together. So pile 1 is inner child, 2 is courage, 3 is wild, and 4 is soulmate. Okay? So pick the one that you're mostly drawn to. And I'm going to start with pile 1. So hello, pile 1. Thank you for being here in this different type of reading. A little bit less astrology this time, and a little bit more tarot, a little bit more spiritual messages. So I hope you like this style, this type of video. So I got inner child. I'm feeling a little bit of sadness with you. Like something happened in your childhood that made you feel like you're not good enough. I see a very creative soul, someone who, I don't know, I see someone painting. You're very drawn to nature. You're very drawn to colors. But for some reason, I see you being set in a very authoritative or strict family where it's more about business and money. When you grow up, you want to make money. So you can't make money by being an artist. I see this colorful child with a lot of imagination and fantasies. And maybe you've cut part of that off, and now you're going back to you in order to regain this colorful world, so to speak. Yeah, I'm getting dark woman. It has to do something with Asian, so maybe you're Asian if you're watching. But a trip to Asia. Some of you are planning a trip to Asia, or you have a very strong connection with Asia. Maybe you like some type of food that they have. I feel like you have this, I would almost refer to you as this person who is very creative, but you have this inner strength like a warrior, because I see kind of these warriors with the swords like Mulan, that you are this creative fighter almost, like standing up for a certain cause. And you became this way due to your upbringing. It was like you were almost, you were born this very innocent, pure soul. And then because of all these restrictions, you had to fight and, push away everything that was not good for you. You had to really, really, really stand up for yourself. So I'm getting Native American. I'm seeing a tent, so maybe you like camping in nature. Camping in nature. I feel that there is a past life connection with Native Americans. But I feel like this need to live in nature, to be surrounded by nature, to be on a camping, to live in a cabin. You are like this dreamer, right? You could be like a writer as well, like a creative writer, or that's something you would like to do. But I see a lot of creativity and a lot of beauty around you. But this inner core is very strong. It's like don't mess with me kind of energy. Yeah. I don't know, maybe you want to do like a workshop, like a women or a men's circle, or that's something you're considering, because I think that would be very good for you to be a little bit in an environment where you are free to be yourself. I'm getting trust. And then it goes together with the Fool. So I feel a lot of betrayal, because people saw you as this creative being that's very naive, but you weren't. And actually life made you much stronger now. But it's very important that in your inner core, you trust. That you trust your own intuition. I see this like nomad. Maybe you are kind of a nomad, or you want to live in the nature. You don't want to be restricted by like authoritative rules, bureaucracy. You want to be free. And I see these like colorful clothes, like dresses if you're a woman, or like this colorful, if you're a man, you have this colorful jacket. There's something really colorful about you and very intriguing. I see this very intriguing person. And yeah, trust is very important. So the first person in this life that you have to trust is you, okay? So number one is definitely you. And then I get 10 of Pentacles, right? And the ring. So there is a massive commitment coming up when it comes to your career. So you probably have been trying to pursue this creative career, but also I see a teacher here. So maybe you're teaching the workshops yourself, or you're becoming some kind of teacher. And I see a ring. So it's some type of commitment. This could be a relationship, but in this case, I feel it's more related to your business or your hobby, or a commitment to yourself. And this commitment to yourself is going to bring in the money that you are looking for. Let me ask one last channeled message. I hear pick one of these. I'm going to pick some out of these. A change for the better. And look at this butterfly. So it's time to express your colors fully, to be in nature. Getting a beep in my ear now. There's a call from the other side. Flowers. Maybe surround yourself by more flowers. Animals. Like some of you would really like to have a dog. Specifically a white dog. I see this cocoon opening up into this wonderful butterfly. You've been craving this for a very long time. Okay. I hear my guides say no one knows better than you. The distractions on the outside were a test. You know what to do next and what is best for your own self-development. No one can tell you what to do as long as you're guided from the heart. Be aware that not everybody is on the same alignment as you. So you know best is your line. Take things slow and work consistently, and you will get all the wisdom, all the money, and all the abundance that you so crave for. So thank you so much, Pile One. It was a pleasure to do this reading for you. If you like this style or this type of reading, leave a comment below. Subscribe to my channel so I know that you want me to make many more videos, and I hope to see you next time. Thank you so much. Let's move on to the next pile. Pile 2. I wanted to say go to the next sign because I'm so used to that. So pile 2. Let me first remove pile 1. 1 second. Pile 2. Okay. So you chose courage. Courage. And immediately here, like if I have to give you a sign, it would be like Aries or strong Aries placements. Or in general, I see you are very fearless. Fierce. Like I see someone who is like, you have a goal and you go for it. It's like you always carry this light with you that's guiding you to the next step. I see like wearing a lot of red. You would look so good in red. It's like people have tried to take you down because you're so strong that they are trying to pull you down into their underworld, so to speak. But you just kept going with a focus. I'm talking to a very focus-minded person, okay? I'm getting not unsuccessful plans. This feels like even though you are very determined, some plans didn't work out and you were questioning yourself. How come it didn't work out? Because I was so well prepared. I had everything planned everything was according to plan and then it failed. But I hear it wasn't a failure. It wasn't exactly 100% what you're supposed to do. You were trying to force something that was not 100% according to your heart and your heart's desires. I hear untie the knot, look at it again, and now ask your heart, what do I want with this? And then you can retry. And because a failure is never a failure, right? I'm getting a book. So the book is going to open. I feel like you're someone with a huge story. Like your life could be almost, you could almost write a book about your life. That's how many things you've been through. I see you as someone very fierce because you've been through many struggles and not everything worked out as easily. You know, you're not someone that went through life very smooth. But your life is literally a story to be told. You lived life tenfold, I'm hearing. Tenfold, and you know the ups and downs. You know the good and the bad. You recognize also the dark side of life, which tremendously helped you and becoming stronger. You could be yourself someone who likes to gather books or who's a big fan of reading, learning. You're a very curious person, always learning. I'm getting Judgment and King of Cups here. So I feel that people do not see your true essence because you're so, sometimes you come across as a little bit harsh. But from the inside, you are soft. And you find it very hard to be vulnerable. And this is why sometimes you're misunderstood. Because they think you're a hard shell, but also hard from the inside. And it's not true. You're a good soul, warm from the inside. But try to show it sometimes a little bit more. The King of Cups is telling you to become this king, to become this queen that is comfortable showing your emotions. Judged, I feel so judged. I feel so judged. Even though you don't show it, you do feel judged. Even though you feel it, you will still go and move on. There is an endless, like almost soldier-like energy to you. I'm getting abundance and trees. Okay, so I feel like you're very close to an abundant cycle. Could be maybe next year. Because you're starting to see that just like the trees, they keep standing. They stand, they grow. And from that growth, the leaves are coming. And the tree's getting more beautiful. Filled with wisdom and layers, and that's you. I feel like almost I want to poetically speak about your life, okay? So you're full of character, full of layers, and it takes a while for people to understand what you are like and who you are. But you're so beautiful, so remember that. Abundance. For you, abundance is not just money. For you, abundance is being limitless, having no limits to what you can do. You want to show the world that anything is possible. The endless optimist, even though life has been very tough. A lot of obstacles. People trying to stop you, put you down, but you just keep going. Wow. Okay, let me see if I can get you. I hear one past life card. Okay. for my Paltus. Food and hunger. Okay, so it might be that you in a past life, you have this like survival mode. There is some survival mode within you. Maybe you are going without food for a long time and you don't know how that's possible for you, or you're like eating a lot of bread and you don't know why. It's like a past life memory you bring. So when you eat a lot. So you store a lot of food. Yeah, let's see if I can get you one last message. I hear your beauty is inside, because sometimes you seem to be worried about your looks. You don't need the validation from other people. And this is the key to your success. How to. Thank you for being here. And I hope to see you next time. If you like this style of reading, leave a comment below. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see more messages. Thank you. Okay, let's move on to the next pile, pile 3. So good to see you. Are you ready to hear your message? So you chose wild. Wild. And what I'm feeling, I'm speaking to someone who can be a little bit scattered, but who is very loving, very open, extremely curious. However, this innate curiosity, I feel, has been pushed down. And maybe this is because you were in a relationship, a partner. You had a partner that didn't like this scattered, free energies and tried to put you in a box. And you lost a little bit this light within you that you were born with. You were supposed to be. I'm getting a little bit this Aquarius energy, type of energy. Doesn't mean you have to be an Aquarius, but I feel this, I do whatever I want, but very loyal energy and people trying to tame you. I feel like you like to, you know, put your hair down. You like to, you know, even if you're a guy, you like to just show that you're open. And maybe you have long hair as well. I feel this free-flowing energy, this curious personality. But for a lot of people, it's stressful, so they're trying to hold you back. A stubborn, aggressive person. And that's what I feel what your partner or ex-partner is. This is someone who's trying to hold you back, who wanted to control you even. So some of you had to deal with someone very controlling, someone that was afraid you would leave them. But this is a self-fulfilling prophecy, because when they think you're gonna leave them and they're controlling you, you will leave them. It's always just that kind of cycle. I'm getting some fears. So you're right now in a cycle where you're a little bit fearful. Like, what's next for me? What should I do? It's a little bit scattered energy. Like, where do I start? You want to do so many things that you don't know where to begin. I have so much to catch up to. So many things to do. Such a long time I've repressed this side of myself. It's almost like in this relationship you've eaten from the forbidden fruit. And you thought this was the answer to your prayers. But this was not the answer to your prayers. But the sun is gonna come out soon. This could also mean that it would be a good time to be in the sun, to really sunbathe, to look into the sun, even if it's 5 minutes, or go on a holiday. You need to have this free-flowing feeling. Maybe you want to travel, do backpacking. But this fear comes up. Do I still have what it takes? Am I still that person? Like, I have to refine myself. Yes, I see a lot of stress with work, if you're working, or stress with money. Do I have enough money? How can I do this? How can I make the money I want? Because I sense this feeling like I'm not good enough. But actually, because you cut off this part of yourself, you're cutting off this part of your uniqueness. Denial, right? This relationship made you feel in denial. And I'm not just talking about a romantic relationship here. This could also be a family member or a friend. But it was someone that tried to hold you back and put you down because they themselves had fear. You were so important to them that they thought you would leave, but that's not love. Control is not love. I'm seeing vows. So you could be married, you could have been married to this person or thought you were gonna marry this person. But also vows as in, it feels like you're somehow very strongly connected to this person, and it could be because you made vows in a past life. You have a pattern with relationships that are not good for you, that are holding you back. Getting together with friends. So maybe it's time to have some fun, to go with your friends and to really rediscover yourself. It's almost like you need a little bit of a break. Oh wow, look at this 200 cards. What did I get? Parting of ways in either romance or business. You're parting ways from something, and it's gonna be a tough for about 3-4 months. You're gonna go through a little bit of depth, and then after it's gonna be a huge relief. Financial gain usually coming from something you did in the past. So you're gonna think back, like, what were my dreams? What were the things that I wanted to do? And how can I get this part of myself back? This, I see you like a little bit all over the place, but this is supposed to be you. This is not a bad trait. This is what you were meant to be. New opportunities, possibilities, and paths are opening up for you, pile 3. So you're good exactly the way you are. You feel like no matter how I try, it doesn't work out because it wasn't meant to be lasting in the first place. Nothing what you could have done could have saved this friendship, this relationship, this, nothing. This was meant to separate. I hear thank them, say thank you for your lessons and for being in my life. I so appreciate you. And I'm gonna let you go with love. And this is where I end your reading, pile 3. Thank you so much for being here. If you like this style of reading, leave a comment below, subscribe to my channel, and I hope to see you next time. So let's move on to the next sign. Next pile, I'm so used to say the signs. Next pile, pile 4. Okay, you chose soulmate. Soulmate. Okay, so it's almost like a little bit of sadness. So I feel like some of you either parted from someone that is your soulmate and you want to go back to them, or you're like, where is my soulmate? Do I even have a soulmate? I see an integration within your own soul has to happen, and this is beautifully aligned with this full moon in Capricorn, opposing the sun in Cancer. You're either too much in your masculine or too much in your feminine energy, and this is why you've been attracting people that were a mismatch. I feel if you're feminine, you're too much in your masculine, and if you're a masculine, you're too much in your feminine. And you attract people that actually do not want. But your soulmate is coming. When this integration has happened, and you're fully aligned with your true essence, your true self, you will attract the person that is meant for you. They will love your true essence. It's like you wanted to be someone to accommodate others, but this is not what you had to do. Dissatisfaction with life. So it's been a cycle where you felt you have to be more masculine, more feminine to be part of a group, but this led to dissatisfaction. Maybe this has to do with even your sexual orientation. Some things have to come to the surface. What do you really want? The right person comes at the right time, and I just want to let you know that for some this is at 19, for some this is at 25, for some this is at 45, and for others at 63. There is no right or wrong. In the society, people are judged. Because if you're alone, that's not good. But aren't we coming here alone? And we're going alone. You're not going together. Well, you could, but your soul is a separate entity connected with all other souls. Because we're coming from the same source. But you don't have to panic. God is everywhere. So you're never ever alone. And I want you to feel the essence. Feel the love within yourself. So you don't have to be in this maze runner. So you don't have to be swirling around. But you want to be on a rainbow. You want to move forward. And for some reason you always cycled back. The cycle hasn't been broken yet. Because the integration hasn't happened. Who are you accommodating that's leading to this sadness? Is it your mother? Is it your father? Maybe it's your sister or your brother. But some people in your life have an idea of what or who you need to be with, or if they want you with anyone at all. The Empress. The Empress is sitting on her throne, allowing things to flow naturally. Just flow naturally. No need to be anything else than the Empress. I'm being taken care of by the universe, by God, by my guides, my ancestors. I'm special in my own right, but equal to others. I deserve what everybody deserves. Start seeing yourself as equal and not as separate. Start seeing yourself as a whole entity. And your soulmate will feel this integration. There's guilt. And these cards beautifully came out together. Guilt and forgiveness. So it's time, my lovely Pal Force, that you forgive yourself once and for all, because you've done nothing wrong. And if you did, you just forgive. And now you know to not do that again. So with a clean mind and a pure heart, you're going to move forward in life. And with this forgiveness, you see, you have these doves of love that can reach you. So it's time to forgive yourself so that your soulmate can come in and it's going to feel good around you because they are perfect for you. chain of events that will affect your life. You see, you're gonna break the chain of your ancestral patterns. You're gonna break the chain of cycles. You are here with quite a big mission, Pile 4, to break the chain of your family. And you cannot do that by being obedient and doing exactly the same. News is on the way. You have to fly in a different direction. Otherwise, it doesn't work. Do not be tempted to lower your standards. Be you. Don't lower your standards for your soulmate. Your soulmate will perfectly align who you are. Yes. Thank you so much for watching. I really enjoyed doing this reading for you. If you like this channel, subscribe to it and leave a comment below how you enjoyed this pick a pile reading. And I hope to see you next time.